Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the return of ACE Thames Valley. It's good to see everyone here. Whether you're joining from your home office, your living room, or somewhere with a questionable Wi-Fi connection, it's been a little while, but we're back. And tonight we're going to be diving straight into everything you love about ACE. We've got some great speakers tonight, so I hope you enjoy it. To start off, I'll give a little introduction of myself. I'm the new community leader. I join Bruce Cullen with the Thames Valley group. Bruce is at his Christmas party tonight, so let's wish him a fantastic time. And I hope he can join us at our next gathering, which will be in person. Myself, I'm based in Reading, but I've worked across the Thames Valley region. In Maidenhead, I contribute to projects at Maersk. In Slough, I worked at BlackBerry. And back in Reading, I led AppFox, an Atlassian app vendor, before founding and now serving as the CEO of Capable. I've been a part of the Atlassian ecosystem for almost a decade, working in roles ranging from consulting to app development. And during that time, I also had the pleasure of working at Adaptivist, where I supported solutions for customers worldwide. And it's been an incredible journey so far, and I'm excited to connect with all of you tonight. So this session is a warm-up for what's to come next year. Think of it like a snack-sized serving of inspiration, collaboration, and connection before our main event, our long-awaited in-person gatherings, which will start in February next year. On that subject, we're on the lookout for sponsors and venues to help bring our February in-person events to life. So if you or your company want to get involved in shaping an amazing ACE Thames Valley experience, I'd love to hear from you. And don't be fooled by tonight's short runtime. We've packed it tighter than an overbooked sprint, with a lineup designed to get you up to speed on the latest Atlassian tools, spark some fresh ideas, and most importantly, bring us all together as a community. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to celebrate how just showing up tonight means more than just boosting your productivity. Atlassian is turning your participation into real-world impact. So for every one of you here, Atlassian is donating $10 to their foundation partners, charity. That's real money making a difference. And if that weren't enough, they're also planting 5 trees for every attendee. That's right, 5 trees just for showing up. So if nothing else, you can log off tonight feeling a little smarter and a little greener as well. So let me go over the agenda for this evening. We're going to kick off with a special segment that's new, I think, to ACE, which is an Atlassian news segment, delivered with a dash of flair and some jokes as well. Because he said updates have to be boring. And after that, we'll be tackling one of the biggest challenges of modern work, balancing time off without losing agility. And that will be presented by Björn Döhler from Resolution. And he'll be sharing his expertise with us all tonight. And our second speaker will be James Bridge, the resident Confluence guru, who will unveil some top-tier tips and tricks for mastering Confluence. So buckle up, grab your drink of choice, and let's get this show on the road. So first of all, we've got the news segment. Good evening and welcome to Atlassian News, broadcasting live from ACE Thames Valley. Tonight we bring you the latest stories, innovations and occasional glimpses of Atlassian brilliance that help shaping the future of collaboration. Let's dive into the headlines. We begin with local news. After a significant hiatus, ACE Thames Valley is back. Yes, that's right, back and better than ever. This marks the triumphant revival of one of the UK's most spirited Atlassian communities. And there's even more to celebrate. Jack has joined Bruce Cullen as a Thames Valley community leader and co-host of this very program. Now on to product news. Atlassian has unveiled a refined navigation UI for Confluence and Jira, set to roll out in the coming months, featuring collapsible menus, personalized shortcuts, and a sleek, intuitive layout. It promises to transform the way you navigate your projects and spaces. And Confluence users, there's even more to get excited about. Introducing Company Hub, a new feature designed to centralize your organization's knowledge and updates within Confluence. From team announcements to company-wide policies, everything you need is now in one convenient location. It's your company, all in one hub, streamlined, structured, and beautifully connected. Meanwhile, videos in Confluence? Yes, it's finally here. A new button in the Confluence editor now lets you record directly with Loom. This feature is currently rolling out across Confluence products, allowing you to create quick explanations, walkthroughs, or heartfelt updates for your team. So whether you're clarifying a project, reviewing a pull request, or recording your 15th motivational video of the week, Loom makes this effortless. On to security news. Atlassian has released an urgent patch for a critical remote code execution vulnerability in Sourcetree. This vulnerability could allow attackers to gain control over systems using the tool. Atlassian urges all users to update immediately, so if you're still running an older version, now's the time to stop and update. Next up, let's talk about migrations. Atlassian's importer tools have received a major upgrade, making it easier than ever to migrate from platforms like Trello, Monday.com, and Asana. The improvements ensure smoother transitions, preserving your data, and minimizing disruption to your workflows. Automatic mapping, detailed previews, and error handling enhancements mean your migration process can be as stress-free as possible. It's everything you need to make the switch. Speaking of innovations, meet Rovo, Atlassian's new AI-powered assistant, now generally available. Whether it's summarizing Jira tickets, drafting documents in Confluence, or even helping you decide what's for dinner, Rovo is here to simplify your life. And with the new Rovo Chrome plugin, this magical assistant is now just a browser click away. Finally, an AI tool that doesn't leave you frantically Googling. In development news, Forge continues to grow, enabling developers to create and extend Atlassian apps with ease. Notably, Draw.io now runs on Forge, proving once again that the platform is as versatile as it is powerful. It's an exciting time for developers in the Atlassian ecosystem. And now, some impressive financial news. Since Team 24 in Barcelona, Atlassian's share price has seen a significant increase, reflecting the growing confidence in the company's vision and strategy. It's clear that the innovations unveiled at the conference, alongside the vibrant collaboration from the Atlassian community, are resonating with investors and users alike. Looking ahead, Atlas Camp is making its grand return in 2025, landing in Brussels, Belgium, from the 3rd to the 7th of February. This developer-focused event will feature hands-on workshops, deep dives into Forge, and of course, waffles. And just a couple of months later, Atlassian Team 2025 will take place in Anaheim, California, from the 8th to the 10th of April. It's the flagship conference where the best and brightest gather to reimagine the future of teamwork. Think of it as a festival for collaboration enthusiasts. And that concludes this evening's edition of Atlassian News. Thank you for joining us here at ACE Thames Valley. We hope you enjoyed the updates and leave feeling inspired, informed, and perhaps just a little amused. Until next time, good night. Thanks for tuning in to the Atlassian news segment. I hope you're as excited as I am about everything happening in the ecosystem at the moment. Now, let's shift gears and dive into one of the biggest questions of the hybrid work era. How do you take time off without losing agility? And it's a balancing act, right? We all need to recharge, but we also want our teams to keep moving forward without bottlenecks. And here to help us untangle this tricky topic is Björn Döhler, co-CEO of Resolution. Björn knows his stuff. He's an expert in tools like Jira, Slack, and making work more seamless for teams like yours. So before I start, if anyone's got any questions for the presenters tonight, if you could just drop the questions in the chat, we'll be sure to cover those afterwards, after the presentations have been done. So please give him a warm virtual welcome, and I'll see if I can get him on the presenter mode.
So that looks good. Can you hear me? Perfect. I assume you can hear me. Check. Maybe you can write quickly in the chat if everything is fine. I have a question to you. Perfect. Okay. Thanks, Eleanor. Jack, where is the beard coming from in the new stuff? So that was interesting to see this video and live. So there was definitely a change from your look, but it looked really cool. Okay. So let's start. Let me share my screen quickly. Here we go. Quickly the endless share, and let's direct jump into the topic. As Jack already said, my name is Björn, co-CEO at Resolution. We are a marketplace vendor since 2013, relatively famous for user management apps, but since a couple of years, we have also an interesting cloud portfolios. And in one of these apps, we're talking about this time off thing. I think it's anyway good to have an app which is related to vacation and off times and so on. But it's definitely an interesting topic what a lot of customers and organizations reflecting back to us because it's a challenging topic. Let's jump into it. Resolution exists 2013, since 2013, famous for data center apps like single sign-on, user deactivator, and so on. But on the cloud side, we have complete different apps. And today we're talking about the beautiful Palm Tree app here. It's called Out of Office Assistant for Jira. But we have also apps like a stand-up app, NASA, not another stand-up app, or integrations in HubSpot and Monday. But let's talk about the topic. So what's the problem? I think you will also agree to the point that understanding who is available is a super important information in a team. And this is especially important for handover tasks, but also for collaborating or things like approval. So there are tons of tools in the Atlassian marketplace, but also outside, which try to help organizations to schedule and coordinate team capabilities somehow better, or also inform users about things like who is available, who has time, but also about who's sick and who's on vacation and so on. The problem is that alone in small organizations, that could be super challenging. I mean, super small organizations, when they are just using Slack, there's a palm tree in Slack, easy, then the person is not available. There's also an emoji for sickness, person, perfect or not perfect, the person is not available. But in bigger organizations, this could be super challenging. So you have HR systems, team calendars, and so on, and they try to bring this information to the users. The problem is that this information are often not at this point where you need the information, like in your project management tool, like Jira. Another part of the problem is also avoiding bottlenecks. So sometimes you see situations that 3-4 people of a team are on vacation or sick, and the coverer for all these people is the same person. So this makes it super challenging for this person to work on their own task or give somehow quality work on all these handover tasks from the people who are on vacation or sick. So it means workload distribution is somehow an important topic here. What's now the challenge in Jira? Jira nearly complete ignores the aspect. So means in Jira, there isn't really a functionality of which user is available. There are somewhere functionalities with on-shift plans and so on. There are also a couple of apps like for more complex stuff, Tempo Timesheets, Tempo Planner is, I think, the most prominent app, which helps to plan user availabilities, but also align users to projects, issues, or more long-term customer involvements or internal involvements. But in general, also this means I need to open the app for seeing who's available, who's not available. So when I'm in classic screens like in Jira Service Management, where I'm an agent, or just in Jira, not Jira Software anymore, it's all Jira now, just a normal Jira, I can't see who's available, who's not available. There are also no real functionalities when somebody is not available that assign tickets automatically to the next person or to another teammate. So also complete missing. So this has a huge impact. So in general, you could say when you assign a ticket in Jira to another person, there's a little bit of hope that this person is available. And this is a challenge because it's anyway challenging to meet expectations when you hand over a ticket. So that's all about collaboration, communication, and that's always challenging. So, but with this additional gap of information, is a person really available? That makes it simply more complicated. So at the end, it means that teams need to communicate on Slack, on Microsoft Teams, on other chats. Hey, are you available? Do you have time? And so on. I assign a ticket to you. And that's useless. It's additional context switching. It takes time. And it also leads to the point that people share more information in Slack as in Jira issues. And what is the real world implication here? So that's screenshot what a customer provided to us. He used another small app from us, Task Egg Timer, which allows to have in these Jira cards in your board information about cycle time, lead time, or time and status. And as you can see, that's definitely an important issue, a Jira issue here, but it has already a cycle time of 7 weeks. Simple because this person was a couple of weeks sick. And then you can imagine the backlog of this person was anyway super huge. So it's also then hard to identify the most important tickets. So the Jira problem, okay, done. But what is the broader organizational impact? Teams generate a huge overhead to somehow deal with the aspect, I don't know if the person is available or not. In the past, when we all worked together in the office, then it was super easy because I just looked to the left or to the right and I can see my colleague and I can ask him, hey, him or her, is the person available or not? So this is not the case anymore with the global teams. This is not the case anymore because we work more and more with teams, what we are doing, for example, in a 4-day week. So it means I have constantly the situation that teammates are not available for me. So, and it is definitely not a solution to check every time the HR tool. So an HR tool is also not the best for it. So in most of the HR tool, sickness is somehow maintained after the person was sick. So it means you have a delay of the information. But HR tools also exclude a lot of people who are potentially not in your HR tool, like freelancers, like your customer, like your supplier. So what we see more and more is that organizations working together on joint instances to somehow execute their projects. But this means the HR tool is not my source of information for who's available, who's not available. And this leads to all these workarounds, which I already mentioned. So answering in Slack, writing a question in Slack to the person if they are available or not. Writing an email to check if an out-of-office assistant from Outlook or Gmail replies, and so on. So this reduced visibility creates on some point an overhead, but also a lack of collaboration. Because some people simply accept that, okay, the person is not available, then I simply wait for my solution here. But there's maybe another colleague who could also help for the specific task. So it means it needs somehow a solution for this aspect. It has also, we talked about all the human challenges. It also creates a lot of challenges from the automation perspective. So we are seeing more and more automations in Jira and in Confluence. Automations for Confluence is available since a couple of months. Automation for Jira since a couple of years. And it's a super powerful tool. And I can easily reassign tickets here on specific needs, especially in Jira Service Management. You can analyze the message and assign it to a person. Perfect. But as I said, there's no information in Jira if the person is available or not. So it means also these automations have the gap that they simply send issues to a bucket of persons who are maybe available or not. Also, automation for Jira has not good solutions for approvals. So same stuff here, same for issues assignment. A lot of organizations created in Jira Service Management relatively complex approval workflows. And they are important. They are important for internal workflows, but also with customers. But it is really a pity when an approval stuck in the workflow because a person is not available. So it creates other problems in visibility in addition. So especially in complex or bigger projects, there are a lot of metrics or KPIs which project managers should measure. And these are things like, is my project or my actual sprint or my release on risk because of a higher sick rate? Because we are going strongly to Christmas and more people are sick at the moment. Or how can I plan my project around the classic vacation season? So these are things what other project management tools handle, or what people also handle in addition with tools like Tempo and so on, but again, in multiple screens and not in their standard reports for the project. So means human challenge, automation challenge for all the issues and approvals because of these missing information. What could be a solution for that? One solution could be to work a little bit more with automation for Jira, bring additional information in Jira, connecting your HR system direct to Jira, somehow create custom fields with information and so on, but it's definitely complicated. A couple of years ago, we created an app. It's called Out of Office Assistant for Jira, and it was before pandemic not really successful. That's definitely an interesting point. It had a couple of hundred installs. It was fine. The customers who used it liked it. But during the pandemic and after the pandemic, it started really to grow. And we started to have the conversations with a lot of organizations what the trigger was for installing the app Out of Office Assistant. So what is the app doing? The app addresses this absence challenge. So means based on manual imported information, creating rules like you do it in Outlook or Gmail, so activating an absence messenger. This is also available in Jira. But you also could connect, and that's a more smart way, and I will show it to you in a couple of seconds live, to connect your calendars or other tools direct to the Out of Office Assistant. So means when you activate an Outlook, your absence message, then it's automatically activated in Jira as well. Or when you activate your Palm Tree in Slack, same here. We have also a lot of customers, they connected their HR system in addition, or as a single source of truth to it. Simple when vacation is approved, it also creates automatically the rule, and users will be informed in Jira that the person is not available. It integrates in addition with Tempo Planner and Tempo Timesheets, because that's definitely a huge tool. And what we are doing is we are using this API and displaying direct in the issue if the person is available or not. So what are the effects of this? With these rules, first of all, you can inform colleagues. I'm somewhere on an island where it's a couple degrees warmer at the moment as in Europe. But you can also create rules for automatic reassignments of the issue. So this can happen for all projects. This can happen for a specific project. This can also happen just for some filtered project based on the Jira JQL. So means I can start relatively broad, or I can do it super granular. I can also mix all these things. So this allows users to set up their camera situation for every project or for all projects. And when the person is not available, the tickets are automatically reassigned to the coverer. In best case scenario, the coverer can then deal with these issues. This has two effects. First of all, the person who is on vacation is not stressed to checking an additional Jira if there is something important here. And the second effect is that the issue is not stucking somewhere in the workflow, and the coverer is also informed where it's coming from. It avoids all these additional communications, which are normally going on then via email, Slack, and so on. It has also some smaller functionalities, but I like this button a lot. So streamlined task handovers. When you have set up your rules and on your last day before you go on a 3-week vacation or 2-week vacation, you can assign all your tickets to the coverer with one click. So you definitely should inform him before. So means this is valid then for all open issues or all open approvals. And it gives, in addition, this visibility who's available, who's not. So direct in the issues, but also in dashboards, because we extended some JQL functionalities. So means with classic JQL rules, you can create dashboards with their classic tools with their Atlassian dashboard stuff, or with tools like EasyBI or custom charts. Okay, let's check quickly how it looks like. So let me jump to another browser here, and let me invite you to the following customer situation. That's now a Jira Service Management situation. So I'm logged in our Jira Service Management. I have also here a new issue. So far, it's a relatively boring day, just one issue. I open it. As you can see, the issue is in German. Another app from us kicks in here an issue translation for Jira Service Management. So the issue is automatically translated for me so that I can consume it. But this just as a side note. So I'm responsible for the triage. I check the issue and now I say, okay, the best person is Raj. I know him. He should do it. So what we see now in a second is that it's automatically assigned now to me. So what happened? Raj is at the moment an actual out of office rule active. So I'm getting, first of all, here the information that he is on vacation and he wishes me good luck. And I'm his coverer for this project, for these tickets. So here, what kicked in? Message and reassignment. So what I also can see is, let me show it here. I have this additional out of office window in every Jira issue, which shows to every person that I'm at the moment the assignee. Yes, I'm available, but it also shows which person I'm covering. So means when 5 of my teammates are on vacation, then I have 5 names here. So this shows every other user already, okay, Björn is maybe busy. So I get also a list of available assignees in the projects. And that's really cool because in some cases, people maybe don't know each other or there's a new person in the team. And then it's always a hard decision who is now the second best assignee for the ticket. Available assignees, I can click on the list here and I get more information. So I see that Raj is until 16th of December on vacation. And I see my other colleague, Andy, has an active rule, active next week. So no, it's tomorrow. Today is the 5th, yeah, it's tomorrow. So he's on vacation tomorrow. So means on a Thursday at 7:30 my time, 6:30 your time, it definitely makes no sense to use assigning the ticket to him. So you have also more information sources here. A couple of customers said to us they want to see it also in comments, especially when they communicate in tickets well. Let me simply show you how it looks like. And here we go. So just put the names here. I need to refresh for this quickly. What I also can see here is that I get the absence information in addition in the comments. So means what we try to create here is non-context switching information flow, who's available, who's not available. But we also automate stuff here that when a person is not available, it's automatically reassigned. So how does it look like? So normally you can just go to the user administration here. I have admin rights, so administrators can manage also rules from other people. We have also project admin permissions and so on. So I can see here all the active rules. They are looking very classic, like, let me show it to you, like your Outlook stuff, yeah? For start date, end date, all projects. I can define the projects here. Here's the JQL stuff, what I mentioned. I can define one cover. I can define multiple coverers. When it's multiple coverers, then it is a round robin logic. Here is the approval stuff, what I mentioned for JSM message, and then some additional settings here for the rule. So I can create all these rules manual, but that's in general not what we recommend. Here you can also create the rule as a template. And what I, for example, have is an integration in my Outlook and also in my Slack. So means when I go to my Outlook now, so I have a demo inbox here with inbox 0. When I go now to my Outlook settings and search for automatic replies and just activate it out of office, relatively simple here. Also here, out of office, I save the stuff. So it's now activated in Outlook. And when I go to my rules here and refresh the integration, the triggers every 15 minutes, that's normally enough. So then you can see immediately, okay, I have now an active rule, so it triggered from Outlook. So means also here, when I refresh in the Jira, and the Jira view and the issue view, I get immediately additional information that I'm also out of office. So it's definitely bad team planning now, but you're getting the idea here. I can also deactivate the stuff and so on. That's relatively easy. Refresh again, and then I'm available again. So my most loved functionalities, because we are also using Slack, is that I can really activate the rule just with my status here in Slack. So that makes it super simple for me. When I make one day off, whatever, I can see here on the refreshed integrations that now Slack is my active rule and I'm not away. So relatively soon, we will also have a native Gmail integration. This one will work a little bit different. It will work based on the Google Calendar because Gmail handles automatic replies different. But I hope you're getting the idea what we are doing here. So we're collecting the information from systems where they anyway is available. So like the HR system, like Outlook, like Slack, and so on, and allowing us much smarter workflow in Jira with that and simple providing more information. Relatively tiny tool, should be base functionality normally in Jira, doesn't exist. And here's a way how you can add it. Thank you very much. Any questions? So, Jack, you like the Outlook integration? Yeah, me too. I just need to remember that I activate my Outlook absence messages. I can't hear you.
Muted, of course.
Yeah.
Anything that means I don't have to go into Jira to say that I'm out of office, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Good, perfect.
If there's no questions, I'll thanks, Björn.
Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Cheers. Okay, yeah, thanks, Björn, for that fantastic talk. I think we all needed to hear that taking time off doesn't mean taking away from your agility. Super useful if you're implementing something like a 4-day work week. And honestly, I'm already looking at my calendar and blocking out my next holiday. So don't close your notebooks just yet, because we're not done. Next up, we're shifting focus from time off to diving deep into Atlassian Confluence. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed by Confluence pages, or you've gone hunting for a document only to find it buried within a maze of pages, this session is for you. James Bridge, also known as our resident Confluence guru, is here to share his top tips and tricks for mastering Confluence. From clever ways to organize your spaces to streamlining your day-to-day workflows, James has the inline scoop. So over to you, James.
It probably helps if I put my my video and my microphone on. Thank you very much, Jack. And yeah, I'm glad everyone signed in to the 6 o'clock news or 7 o'clock news for you over in Germany, Bjorn. And yeah, no, I'm sad to hear if you'll be taking some time off, Jack. If you're the head news anchor, I don't know who's going to give us all the football scores. But yeah, I'm James. I am product marketer, specialist at Capable. I'm really proud of how far we've got with the Capable apps. Recently, we were recognized as the rising star on the Atlassian marketplace, recognized for its rapid adoption, ability to unify all the most requested features into a single tool. And we've expanded our offering recently with 4 new apps, approval diagrams, calendar, and next week we'll be having the images app come out as well. So yeah, my presentation is on ways to optimize your workflow on Confluence. I'm a fairly new user to Confluence, really, only really kind of 4 or 5 months. So yeah, when I came in the start, it all seemed quite confusing to myself, and I'm sure that will be a common case with lots of people starting it, new organizations with Confluence as the main tool. So I think it's important to go over some of these beginner tips, but also some more advanced tips. I like to think that I've quite quickly funded my arsenal of the tools available on Confluence. And the idea is that you want RTs to be staying on Confluence. We don't want teams to be leaving onto different tabs as much. We want it all to be in one place, because the less you leave the tabs, the less distractions you have, and quicker workflow you have as well. So we're going to start off very easy. It's the end of the working day. Sure, you're coming to the end of your 3rd caffeine hit, or at least I am. So I thought I'd taper in by talking about your standard Confluence macros. So let me just share my screen. So yeah, top tips for supercharging your workflow and how to add some extra speed and flair using Capable. These are my top tips that I'm going to be talking about today. So first, what we're going to do is, if I just unshare my screen. Yeah, so I'm going to show you at the start how to perfect your layout on Confluence with the page section feature and the divider macro. And the layout of your pages can have a really big impact on how they read, and the layouts used well will allow you to position your text, images, macros, charts, and much more to have the best visual impact. So we're going to begin by talking about how to add page section. And you can do that simply. Let me share my screen again to give you a full demo as such. So here I have some text I've already generated. This is a fictional story about Jack in the newsroom. So I'm going to show you how you can actually add the sections into sections, just divide up your page a bit better to have more of a clear view and to present as well. So I'm going to take chapter 1 here. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to create a section. So you do this by going up to the section tool here and you can paste it in like such. You can also add a divide macro, which will be able to divide your page into more bite-sized chunks, just to make sure that information is more easily digestible. And you can do that by hitting the slash key and typing in divide. And you can already see that the layout is getting a lot better. I already know, you might know this sort of stuff. It's quite basic stuff, and that's fair enough. But the reason why I'm telling you about these simple features is because it can allow you to use Confluence pages to create presentations. So let's take us over to this tab. Now, this is a marketing strategy for the ACE newsroom, a fictional case study. So the presenter mode is designed to showcase content in a really, really conducive way. So let's go on to the presenter mode, and you can do this by clicking on the 3 dots here, hitting presenter mode, and there you'll see that this text is actually divided up by these sections. And that gives almost the idea of it being a slideshow as such. And this is a far cry from using the presenter mode to read through a big body of text. I'm going to show you what it looks like without the sections in. So I'm going to add some text into here using the capable lorem ipsum macro. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. So I can actually use the lorem ipsum macro to add some more paragraphs like such. And if I hit the presenter mode now, you'll see that, this is better for stripping out the side panels, option menus, inline comments, so that the content looks clean and well presented. Used like this, it's good to kind of give more of a pure viewing experience, less distractions. And it's also really good for using it as a sort of teleprompter effect. I've actually used it in videos when I'm trying to sort of like dictate a script. I'm actually even using it now on a separate screen to go through the notes of this very presentation. But you can see how this is a lot better with the sections in, because it actually allows you to kind of skip through the sections, go into presenter mode again, using the arrow keys. So yeah, you might not have thought about using Confluence as a presentation tool, but here you can imagine whether it's, pitches, business meetings, it's a lot more of a clear way of showing all the information at hand. So yeah. And at the bottom here, you can see I've added the Jack's newsroom cleaning rotor here and responsible use, and that's split up by the dividers there. So not only the sections, but the dividers work as well in the presentation mode. And yeah, so let's go on to the next top 10. I'm going to go back onto this page here, and I'm going to show you how to add pictures into Confluence. I'm going to drag some of this text here. I'm going to put it into a section. And it might be that you want to have an image here to go alongside that text. So what we can do is we can use the Confluence image tool. And what we would do here is we would upload an image from our hard drive. Problem being here is, and I can we can give a kind of a bit of a demonstration here. So say I wanted this image, I could go and save it. I could go back onto my Confluence page, and I could upload it from my hard drive, and that's fine. You know, that's quite cool that you can do that. However, it means that you're leaving Confluence, and you're having to save the image onto your hard drive, leaving a load of images in your download folder, which you'll never use again, and undoubtedly forget to delete. So what I'm going to show you now is how you can actually streamline using capable images. So I'm going to take some of this lorem ipsum text. I'm going to put it into a column again. And this time I'm going to use capable images. So simply put in the / key, click on capable images. Now we've had enough of Jack's newsroom, so we don't need him in front of the green screen. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go over to Unsplash. So capable images has Unsplash integration, and what it means is it's actually connected up with a massive stock library of images, and we're going to type in meeting, and there you go. That's a lot quicker, a lot easier than downloading an image onto your hard drive. And I'm just going to space this out so that it's a nice sort of size. And so when I go back into presentation mode, by clicking R again for the shortcut key, presentation mode, again, you can see going through a big scrolling block of text. Firstly, I'm sure not many of you speak lorem ipsum. I know Bjorn, you're multilingual, but the second problem is that, this isn't very productive as a presentation. Whereas when you get down to these sections here, it becomes a lot better because it's broken up by the sections, easy to navigate. I'm just pressing the different arrow keys there. So now I'm going to put a divider down here. Go back onto the edit mode. And I'm going to add a whiteboard this time. So a whiteboard's really useful. It's inbuilt into Confluence. It's a great way to create quick sketches and diagrams, anything that you can draw basically in Confluence. And, you can create a whiteboard much like you create a page. So you simply go up to create, go on whiteboard. And I didn't know about this tool until about a month ago. Atlassian, it's not something that they've kind of advertised too much, but it's quite a neat little tool. Add text, add images. This is just an example here. I can copy this. I can go back to my page, and you'll see that when I copy that, it actually embeds it as a whiteboard, which is cool. Again, it's a great feature, and then you can, you can view that. You can kind of zoom in. However, much like inserting an image with Confluence image macro, you have to leave the page. You have to make a separate whiteboard. Again, it's just adding more layers to that workflow. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to use capable diagrams, to have a bit more of a streamlined approach here. So with this, you can actually insert it into the page wherever you like. Could put it there, or I could tap the / key here instead. And here you have the options here of the visual editor, or you have the text editor. Now, I'm going to show you the visual editor first, because it's a bit of a spin on the whiteboard. It has much of the functionality of the whiteboard. I actually created one earlier. Let me show you. So this is Jack's green screen here. This is created using Capable Diagram, and you can actually put in library assets. So I already I added a floor plan library asset. So as you can see here, the architecture floor plans signals there, and I added them in to the diagram. So that really allows you to kind of draw in many different icons. Got a huge range of libraries, and from kind of AWS icons all the way through to, like I said, floor plan diagrams. Now I'm going to show you the text editor now. So let's close that. We're going to go down to the bottom, and this time we're going to use the Capable Diagrams text editor. So say you want to create a diagram really quickly. Maybe you're pushed for time, but you want it to be a diagram that you can go back into, you can edit, you can change quickly the wording. I'm going to use the Capable AI feature to create a diagram quickly and simply. So I'm going to type in technology solution sales pipeline, click generate, and it will actually generate sales pipeline like so. I believe I wasn't showing my screen properly there, so let's do it again to show you. There we go. So yeah, it's generated sales pipeline, and click generate again, and it will keep changing it into something that you can easily edit now. So I could go into here, and I could change that to sale, and that will actually edit it in real time. And I can insert that in like that. And there you go. So if you're wanting something more kind of figure stat orientated, you can use Capable Diagrams again to create a pie chart. So if we go into Capable Diagrams, text editor, go into Mermaid again, and we actually have the ability as well to use code to actually create a diagram you want. I actually used ChatGPT. I gave it the prompt of create me a pie chart of the top 10 countries with the biggest social media use. I can quickly copy that in, and there you go. And if these figures change, the diagram will change with it. And I think that's pretty neat that we've got 3 ways of compatibility with AI. We've got the Capable AI feature. We've got the way of using ChatGPT, give it a really simple prompt. It will draw the information off the internet. And we've also got Rovo integration as well, which is maybe something to cover in a separate presentation. But I can insert that in. Now let's go on to another feature, which is one of my top tips is the table macro. So I'm going to go back into the newsroom fictional case study here. Now, if I wanted to add a table of content, say you want it at the top of your page to show you, what you've got throughout the duration of it, simply type the / key, table of contents, and it will show me, it will already automatically bring up the headings like such, and I'll be able to navigate my way through easily. And this is really good, not only when you're navigating across a page in the edit stage, but also in a presentation. Instead of having to scroll through the whole presentation and past other slides, get to slide 3, I can quickly hit slide 3 like that. I can even put a table of contents at the bottom of each slide. Like this. And then that will allow me to traverse across the different slides more quickly, a lot more easily. So yeah, that's a couple of ways that you can actually optimize that presentation mode even further. Now, let's go on to smart links. So here is a functionality built into Confluence, which is really, really impressive. Another example of not having to leave the Confluence platform. So you have a Google Sheets, you have a Jira, a Trello board, and you want your teams to be able to see it all in one place without leaving the platform. Here's an example actually of a Trello board here. So this is all about the ACE, and instead of having to go on to Trello and navigate it through there, can pull it in as a smart link and yeah, view it very quickly. Looks like there's some exciting things coming up in the pipeline as well, Jack. Fantastic. So yeah, that's my top tips for Confluence from someone who, started off as quite an amateur. Like to think that I've sharpened my blade slightly. But yeah, thank you for joining and exploring those top tips for me, as well as capable features that make Confluence the powerhouse that it can be. So yeah, to summarize, we've got the divide and conquer using sections and dividers, presenter modes, delivering focused, distraction-free presentations, adding images and diagrams, visual storytelling to communicate ideas better, table of contents, so easier navigation, and smart links for effortlessly connecting your relevant content. So yeah, these features enable for streamlined collaboration, simplify navigation, ensure your teams are staying within Confluence, minimizing that distraction and maximizing productivity. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening. Let's make the most of these tools to create that seamless workflow, and so that we can, achieve more, move faster, move smarter. Thank you very much. I'll hand it back over to Jack.
Thanks, James. So out of those tips, what would you say your favorite tip was while we wait to see if people have any questions?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I really like the presenter mode because, yeah, it's enabled me to use it when reading through scripts, and makes for an easier reading experience. But it's something that, could be explored further, I think, in Confluence, using it as a proper presentation tool to create slides and help with the visual aspect of it with capable diagrams and capable images. And I also think by incorporating the table of contents into that feature, it allows for a really easy way to move around those different slides. Yeah. So yeah, if there's any questions that anyone has, I'd love to hear.
Do you think we can get rid of our Office 365 subscription then?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a way that people can kind of dampen down on the amount of platforms, tools, and solutions that they've got, when you can already do a lot in Confluence on its own, and even more with Capable. So yeah, I think it's a way of people being able to decrease their investment in lots of different tools, especially on a big organizational front as well. Some of these PowerPoint, etc., it proves quite expensive actually if you're a big organization.
Yeah. Thank you, James. I don't think we've got any more questions. So yeah, thanks for the top tips and tricks.
Thank you.
So I think those were some incredible tips. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm feeling inspired to go full Mary Kondo on my Confluence spaces and be organized, efficient, and full of joy. Well, that's the dream, right? I particularly like the tips on presentation mode and also embedding whiteboards, which I previously didn't know that you could do. So before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on tonight's session. It was about reconnecting, learning, and looking ahead to next year when the in-person events start again. And I'm looking forward to meeting everyone in person. So whether you came here to pick up tricks or reconnect with the community or just see what ACE Thames Valley is about, I hope you'll leave with a spark of inspiration and a few new tools in your tool belt. This is just the beginning. So next year we'll be back with in-person events that promise even more opportunities to connect, collaborate, and grow. So keep an eye on your inboxes and on the ACE community board. There's a lot to look forward to. And hopefully the weather will be a little bit better than it is outside today. So lastly, a huge thank you to our amazing speakers, Björn and James, for sharing your expertise. And of course, all of you guys for attending and being part of this community. You're what makes this all happen. So until next time, stay collaborative, stay curious, and don't forget every RSVP to an event in December plants a tree, and it all goes to a positive change. And if you'd like to get involved with Thames Valley ACE, we're actively looking for venues, sponsors, or even if you'd like to join as a community leader as well. So yeah, thank you everyone. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon.